Good evening and welcome to We the People. This past week saw a tragedy of the brutal assault on Sarabjit Singh that eventually led to him dying, becoming a headline in his dying hours and reopening a moment of friction between India and Pakistan. But just as India was arguing against what one bureaucrat in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs described as Pakistan's initial callous response, a Pakistani prisoner in a Jammu jail, Sanaullah, was also attacked in what seemed to be a tit-for-tat attack. He is now lying extremely critical in a Chandigarh hospital as doctors say that his chances of survival are slim. On the program today, what do the mirror images of Sarabjit and Sanaullah tell us about the larger equation? Are they mirror images? Has India lost the higher moral ground after the attack on Sanaullah? And also, in many of these cases, there are prisoners who come back and say, we were spies, our small-time spies, the forgotten soldiers in the India-Pakistan story. And most importantly, on We the People today, politicians were falling over themselves to attend the funeral of Sarabjit Singh. Where was the stridency and the robust intervention when he was still alive? Let me start with you, Abhishek Singhvi. We saw Rahul Gandhi lead the Congress team, as it were, at Sarabjit Singh's funeral. We saw the entire Punjab cabinet of the Akali Dal government at Sarabjit Singh's funeral. Yet, when Sarabjit Singh was lying strapped to that hospital bed after having been attacked in the most horrific way, his head burst open, using a brick by his fellow inmates, many would say that the response of this government was oddly soft. You had the foreign minister actually arguing that nothing much more can be done. We understand why he can't be moved. We have to accept what's happened at this point in terms of accepting the medical expertise of the panel that said that he can't be moved. In many ways, it seemed to have been a diplomatic failure because over all these years, you could not bring him back home.
Permit me to give three answers, Barkha. First of all, I think we should not mix the wood for the trees, not go for the shadows. What happened after the death, if we start discussing the fact that politicians turned up, we are really detracting from the moment of tragedy because it's a heads you win, tails you lose argument. If the political people had not come, all of you would be saying exactly the same thing. How insensitive, how callous.
No, I'm just saying the politicians should have come sooner. Why did they come only after he died?
So don't go into the post-death aftermath. Okay. I mean, that's really a nice point, a rhetorical point, but it's not real, it's not substantial. Because you are damned if you do, you are damned if you don't. Second, and I say it with a sense of responsibility, short of the Prime Minister of India grovelling at the feet of the Pakistan Prime Minister, or short of India declaring physical war on Pakistan, no government could have done more for Sarabjit against a sovereign country. Pakistan is callous, Pakistan is brazen, Pakistan is dastardly. But you read recently 12 attempts. But remember, those 12 attempts were at Prime Ministerial level, Foreign Secretary level, Foreign Minister level, trilateral, multilateral international meets at UN, bilateral meets. We have been shouting rooftops, writing, visiting, raising it for the last exactly 2005 to 2015, 8 years. So it's wrong that we did nothing. Yes, with a sovereign country of limitations, short of declaring war, as I said, or groveling at the feet of the Prime Minister of Pakistan, nothing more could be done. Third and most important, I don't want to play competitive politics on this. I don't want to say you did more and I did less. But the fact of the matter is, when you ask this question, I'm forced to say, from 1999 to 2004, remember, Sarabjit was in custody then as well. You had not only Kargil, you not only had the bus yatra, you had Agra. There is no mention, no whisper of Sarabjit. Not 1/10 as much as Sarabjit is mentioned in all interactions from 2005 till 2012.
So you're saying it was made an
these
issue,
are facts.
it was raised
Now,
at a bilateral level only by the UP. That's what you're saying.
It is extremely tragic that it happened. It is tragic that it happened during our time, so I have to answer this question.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that this is something where, as I said, you come across a sovereign situation.
Okay, Chandan Mitra, I saw you disagreeing when Abhishek said, short of groveling or going to war, what could any government have been done? But the real the knife stab came at the end when he argued that you were in power for many of those years when Sarabjit Singh was in jail, along with many other prisoners whose stories we are going to hear today. And you did nothing. Now to play competitive politics, now to say the Pakistan policy is flawed, now to have politicians literally tripping over themselves between the Akalis and the BJP and the Congress, having it become a BJP even saying the Congress prevented us from meeting the family. Isn't this our politicians playing politics of a dead man that they did not care about when he was alive?
No, I don't think BJP played politics in this matter at all. And as for my friend Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi's arguments that they did everything, I think the Prime Minister has on many occasions grovelled before the Pakistanis. Many occasions, including Sharm el-Sheikh. If he had grovelled in this particular case, I would have given him the benefit of the doubt and said that it was at least grovelling for a good cause. And more importantly, you see, India's stature in the region and in the world has fallen so low of late that nobody bothers. India's kind of pleas, warnings, India trying to assert itself is treated.
What would you have done differently were you in power? 1 minute.
No,
what would you have done differently if you were in power?
Not a question of just what steps, step 1, step 2, step 3. These of course could have been contemplated. We should have tried to hit Pakistan where it hurts. I don't think it was even thought about by this government. Because
what does that mean? That's a rhetorical statement. What does it mean?
There's the issue of trade, the issue of Pakistani prisoners in India. We have been, being very magnanimous and letting them go in the case of
Dr. Chisti.
We just let them go. We have been having this tradition since 71. 90,000 prisoners of war sent back and Kashmir not solved. So this is part of the tradition.
So you're saying that the government could have taken a harder diplomatic measure in trade, in sporting ties, something to indicate a tougher position.
Yes, because every time something like this happens, you will recall when our Jawans were beheaded and the mutilated bodies came back with the organs removed, as in the case of Sarabjit again. You see the barbaric way in which Sarabjit was murdered. Now, again, what happened? Prime Minister said no business as usual. And then business is going on as usual.
Okay, we'll get a perspective from Pakistan just as soon as we're connected to Pakistan. If we can bring him up in the studio, I believe in the screen, I believe we already have Ikram Sehgal, who himself says that he's been a prisoner of war. We also have somebody here with us, Air Marshal Cariappa, who actually was a prisoner of war in the 1965 war, and we'll hear from both of them. G. Parthasarathy, you hear the politicians arguing. What could have been done?
Firstly, a very sad occasion on Sarbajit's death, which we are talking of. And may I say, the Air Marshal and I'm meeting him after 60 years. We fought the 65 conflict together, but that's another story. Barkha, I don't want to get into the politics of this. Sarbajit is there, but what we miss out often is the serious problem of our fishermen, poor people. Spent there for months, years sometimes, but things are improving. I mean, let us be real. In the case of Sarbajit, I mean, with due respect to Abhishek, I was present at the Lahore summit, and before it we discussed, and the Pakistanis told us this is sub judice. As long as the Supreme Court does not decide, Pakistan's government said the matter is sub judice. We can't discuss Sarbajit. We did discuss the 43 missing prisoners of war. And I think in fairness to Mr. Vajpayee, he tried very hard and we moved ahead to solve the fishermen issue.
What would you have done today if you were in the government?
Just a minute. It's easy for us to pass
judgment,
involve in government bashing, and I'm not in politics. In the case of Sarabjit, the moment the Supreme Court passed its verdict, Dr. Manmohan Singh took it up with President Musharraf. Okay, it was followed up by Mr. Natwar Singh doing so. On a number of occasions, this issue was taken up. Finally, we moved towards the clemency petition by which it was delayed, the execution of his sentence. So I don't want to blame any government or get into the politics of this. The matter was taken up, and it's also not fair to say Dr. Manmohan Singh did not.
But do you believe...
where I have a slight disagreement was, and for that I blame you and the media. All of you human rights people were screaming, release Chisti, let's be humanitarian. Look, there are no free lunches in this sort of situation. When Francis Gary Powers was shot down by the Soviet Union, he was jailed, a CIA pilot, he was jailed. And finally, 3 years later, he was exchanged with a Soviet spy. I would not have released, you asked me what I would have done. I would not have released Chisti without trade-off with Sarbajit.
You would have made the release of Dr. Chisti, Khalil Chisti, conditional.
Conditional.
Abhishek, you want to come in there briefly before I go to the...
Let me say this. That is my view. There are several other views of the judicial process and what have you. But certainly, the government should have worked in that direction. I have a reservation, but let us not say, I've heard from our High Commissioner, every time Sarabjit's family was there, they were looked after by the High Commission. Moreover, in 2008, we set up a judicial commission, which was supposed to go after the earlier person was killed, Professor
Jamail Singh.
Now, that got delayed, but they did visit. So there is a judicial commission which visits and sees.
But, okay.
But one last point.
Yeah,
I wish
quickly,
to make,
because I want to get
with regard to the fishermen, which I am deeply concerned about. They get delayed because we have no process of identification. Risks come, they can go to state. I think for our fishermen, we should now have DNA profiling and Aadhaar card profiling, so that immediately, as they are identified, they just packed and sent back. They are the poorest who suffer. Of the 579 Indian prisoners in Pakistani custody today, 483 are fishermen, for God's sake.